Hello and welcome to Ground and Pound Podcast. We are going to do a little breakdown. There's a good few fights this weekend. Obviously, a UFC fight night between Corey Sandhagen and Davison Figueiredo. And then a crossover on with same time as the UFC on Saturday. You have Canelo. Where's that?
Where is that? Where is it?
Saudi.
Oh, it's in Saudi.
Yeah.
Yes. And it's that late.
Yeah, he has the three.
He's fighting at 6 a.m.
That has to be the latest fight they've ever had in Saudi.
They're fighting in Saudi at 6 a.m.
That's definitely the latest fight they've ever had in Saudi.
Actually in USA team.
That's mental.
Damn.
And he has that 3-fight contract in Saudi now as well.
Yeah.
That's mental.
So be Crawford
6
after
a.m.
this one.
Oh.
So we'll talk about that. We have Gerard Hughes sitting on the wing here. He'll come in later and he'll talk a bit of boxing. But let's tuck in to this UFC fight night. There's been a couple of good fight nights. Obviously last week just gone.
That was
it was in the main event.
Ingari
Prates main event last week.
That was
one of the most.
I thought he was gonna get finished. Man.
One of the most, definitely the most stacked fight nights since the Saudi
trip.
one.
Yeah.
The London one was pretty good, to be fair. The Edwards and Brady card, but yeah, this one's looking like a good fight night. Also on the road. This one is in Wells Fargo Arena in Des Moines, I think is how you pronounce it. It's not in the Apex, so it's a decent card.
Do you know what? I think all these boxing events is making the UFC step up their fight nights. I'm not even messing up.
Yeah, especially with Dana involved, man.
Them Apex cards, I don't think can slide anymore. Do you get me?
Yeah.
Literally.
I don't know, like I was never one to complain about the Apex cards because I'd much prefer an Apex card over having no UFC at all, but
yeah,
like you want to see these shows on the road and typically they put on better cards. Like I don't think I've ever seen, not since COVID, but I've never seen like a proper stacked Apex fight night.
Yeah, no, not really. Yeah, the COVID ones were stacked,
yeah,
but ever since then they're just used for ESPN nights. Basically.
Now you get some nights where you're watching there's just like slobber knockers, but like you don't get a lot of name value these days. But yeah, this one's good. In Wells Fargo.
Off topic, yeah, but what do you think is bigger at the moment? Which sport is dominating more, boxing or MMA?
Boxing.
I actually think boxing is coming back.
Yeah.
Boxing's on a good run, but
like Turkey.
Turkey
Al Sheikh.
I think Turkey Al Sheikh's at the change.
They've been on a run, but how long have they been on a run for? Like I mean, I can remember like not even 2 years ago when people were saying boxing was in a desperate state.
Yeah, it was though. Because like
and
all
boxing's
good. All that social media shit.
Yeah,
like
boxing's good now and it's on the up, but I think I want to see that go on for a lot longer. Like I haven't watched. Obviously, I'm not like a big boxing fan. I'm a casual. I watch the big fights, but like I haven't watched a lot of boxing cards that have just been stacked with name value. Whereas look at UFC pay-per-views and it's just banger, best fighting the best
all the time. Banger stuff.
Yeah,
that one that we watched it recently. It was Callum Smith. Who was the main event
of
that?
Callum Smith and
that was a Saudi card. Who was the main event of that?
That was the rematch. Yeah.
Conor Ben versus Eubank Jr. That fight night was stacked.
I'd be fucking feral to go to
that. And then now tonight, obviously Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney, TF, like Turkey Al Sheikh, and all of them cards are Turkey Al Sheikh cards.
Is the one in
we'll talk about the UFC because we can talk about
is the one in New York Riyadh season sponsored card?
Turkey Al Sheikh
3-fight deal.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Fourth fight, Jeremy Stevens versus
Mason
Jones.
I would go straight to the main card, but there's a featured prelim. Misha Tate, obviously you gotta put that in, man. Misha Tate, former champ.
Mason Jones
W.
No, but Misha. We're talking Misha Tate for the featured prelims, coming back and fighting Yana Santos.
The former UFC champ. Can I say?
Yeah,
I think Misha's gonna get shot.
I think how I see this fight going, Misha, to be fair, she's in like peak shape. Like I would argue better shape than when she was on her title run, to be honest. So
TRT Misha.
Yeah, honestly it could be TRT Misha Tate. But I think she'll put a pace on. And I don't know, it'll either be a dominant decision, but I think she'll get the finish in the second or third round.
I think Misha Tate's gonna finish.
I think Misha Tate will get the dub either
shape
way.
means nothing. Look at Chandler.
Sure.
He's in the best nick of his life.
This is a really
but she's not fighting like a really good caliber opponent. Yana Santos has been toyed around with a lot.
Is this Misha Tate's first fight back in a while or?
No, she fought maybe in like a year and a half, but she has fought recent enough.
Right.
Moving on to the main card, Mason Jones re-signed from Cage Warriors against the returning Jeremy Stevens.
Did you watch his debut in the UFC?
Mason Jones.
Yeah, I
Who was it against?
remember being mad hyped for it, and he just got outclassed.
Fucked up.
It was against. He's actually slick in all fairness. I don't know if he's still in the UFC.
Mason Jones has taken time away from the UFC though. I think 4 years, and he has retooled himself, and he just looks like such a better fighter all round.
He's the one that came from Cage Warriors.
Mason. Yeah, I remember watching him in 2023 when I went to the Dublin show. Cage Warriors. He was fighting on
and
that.
he's double champ, wasn't he?
Middleweight,
welterweight.
Dominant win. I mean,
Wait, so was he in Cage Warriors, then went to the UFC,
and then
he went back to Cage Warriors, and now he's back in the UFC.
And during that time, was he fighting for the 4 years? No.
Yeah, no, he was.
Yeah, in Cage Warriors,
and he was winning.
Yeah, winning
consistently.
All wins. Yeah, since he left UFC.
In all fairness, I actually think Mason. I think he's a really good fighter. I think he just got pushed into the UFC very quickly.
Yeah.
But at the time though, he was a dominant, like 2-weight world champion. Like.
Yeah,
it looked like he was ready for step up with competition.
Yeah, he had like tough competition in the UFC, to be fair, but I'm telling you, he's a much better fighter now. And obviously, Jeremy Stephens, self-proclaimed hardest hitting 145er, but let's not beat around the bush here. This guy has, when I say he has been ragdolled against any top wrestler, it's not even funny. He doesn't even look anywhere near UFC caliber on the ground.
28 wins,
How is
19 losses.
Jeremy Stephens?
And here is a stat, and this is going to, I don't know if this is going to shock you. It doesn't shock me, but it is quite mind-blowing. If Mason Jones beats Jeremy Stephens will tie for the most ever losses in the UFC.
Yeah, he'll be cool.
With 19.
He'll be cool.
Was he not?
He's still like 20.
No, he will have. He has 18. He will have 19 if Jones.
No, he
beats
has
him.
19.
Not in the UFC.
Oh well.
Was he
18 are in the UFC.
Right, okay, yeah.
Was he not already cut from the UFC? Was he not this? Did he not fight bare knuckle?
Yeah, he was. But
Jesus.
I mean, this is what happens.
Hardest hitter. Probably got knocked out as well.
No, he's fucking cuts up.
This is what happens though. It happened with
McGregor faced off.
I've seen that clip. Yeah.
This happens with a lot of fighters. Like they burn their bridges with the UFC to the point that they can't come back. Like Jeremy Stephens went to BKFC, but he's obviously stayed on good terms with the lads, he's been allowed to come back. So I think for name value, I mean, people are obviously gonna know who Jeremy Stephens is, but he's getting smoked.
Yeah, he's getting smoked.
Yeah. Right. Next fight is
Cameron Smotherman against Serhi Sidey. Yeah, to be honest, this is a pretty even fight. I see it going back and forth. I think Cameron's a little bit sharper in the striking, which will probably give him the edge. But I could see this going 29-28 both ways, but I'm going to side slightly with Smotherman. Next fight, Montel Jackson against Daniel Marcos. Again, quite an even fight. I could see it going either way, but I'm going to side with the underdog here. I think Daniel Marcos potentially by a late KO, but I'm going to go decision.
Marcos has a good record. Has he fought Cans before though? 17-0, bro. 17 wins, no losses.
Yeah, but he's fought a few UFC. He's fought a few in the UFC.
Bro,
this brings it back. He got smoked. Remember in the Carlston Harris fight.
He's gonna win.
Reload the clip. Play the clip back.
Play the clip. You get KO'd.
Like this Hibito fella.
What?
Yeah, Ponzito fella, whatever his name is, Pinocchio. And he's gonna get knocked out.
5 minutes later.
Harris red.
That is a certified casual, bro.
Live. Oh, you jumped the can as well. Oh, you want your head as well. Oh, you want your live.
Sacked in the morning. He's fuming.
Whacking his head, hit the can fell.
Man,
That was actually gas.
Look.
I booted
He's
this
an
up.
ABO and I fuck this guy.
he's actually
I'm standing on business.
No. This guy fucking knocks people out. He actually knocks people out.
I remember the abuse I got against Carlston Harris.
Here, look at the height difference in this photo, bro. It makes him look like a fucking dwarf. Can you see? I don't know if you can see.
Nah, look.
Look, bro, look.
Yeah, but
He looks like
and
a
he's
little midget.
taller.
He looks like a little tiny.
Nah,
man.
but come here for a second.
Oh wait, there's no reflection there.
Nah, there was. Come here for a second. I remember the abuse I got when Carlston Harris, he wobbled Ponzinibbio a little bit, but I knew Ponzi would come back in that match, and this fella, you said he never got dropped in the match. He never got dropped in his career.
Right. Let's not talk about the time when you
and I booted this fella out of the room. But now, unfortunately,
Joachim Buckley versus
unfortunately, I am going against Ponzinibbio on this one. I'm going with D-Rod. I'm going to go D-Rod on this one, and I actually think plus...
I think MVP would be Prates.
Plus 405 on D-Rod by KO. I am certainly going to sprinkle a little bit on that line. It would be rude not to.
Yeah, he's getting knocked out. That guy, he has a glass shot, man. And this guy hits hard. D-Rod hits.
Don't go against Ponzinibbio.
Now on to, honestly, a really good co-main event for a fight night. Renier, the Rizzler.
Fuck the two of these. Fuck Bo Nickel and fuck the
Renier, the
Rizzler. He looks like
Rizzler.
he wears lipstick when he's fighting, man. His lips are so pink. Did you ever see that?
Two crotch sniffers though.
Now look,
Absolute crotch sniffers.
one thing I will say, they are pinpointing these opponents for Bo Nickel. They are giving him pure grapplers who are ass in striking, but grapplers who they know he's still better than. Look at, all due respect to Paul Craig, but
Paul Craig nearly was beating him.
He was putting it on him. But obviously, if that fight went to the ground, that's where Craig has the advantage. But it didn't, and Bo Nickel was doing enough to outstrike him.
That's what I'm confused with. Why are the UFC picking grapplers? Would they not give them the guys in the division that are strikers?
They're picking grapplers who they know Nickel can outstrike, because in fairness, Nickel does have, like, for a wrestler, he has decent. He does have very good power.
I'm calling this now. I think the Ritter's going to get chinned.
Yeah,
he probably will.
That's my prediction. I think that this is going to be similar to the Craig fight in the sense that 3 rounds. I think it's going to be similar to the Craig fight in the sense that the grappling will be mitigated. I think Renier, he might try and initiate it, but overall, let's not beat around the bush. Bo Nickel has better wrestling.
Yeah, the Ritter, like from his last fight, he's fine in the first round. He's a bit sloppy. I think second or third round he's going to get knocked out, because remember the last fight, bro, he was so tired.
Yeah.
Coming to the end, the third round was.
Well, I don't even know if it was tiredness. That was just such a sloppy fight. But he smoked Kevin Holland.
Well, he's going to get knocked out.
Well, I think he's going to get knocked out.
Yeah, I think
Nickel is sharp. He'll come out. And
the grappling will be mitigated for the most part here, and it'll be a Bo Nickel KO.
Yeah. I just think Nichols, I think the Ritter's just a bit. He's sloppy, bro.
Nah, he's
you
skinny.
Can see his stuff coming from a mile away.
My prediction for it, I say in the first round, I say Bo Nickel finish him. I say in the first round.
Second.
I just feel like the Riddler is so sloppy with his strike, and I feel like Bo Nickel's sharper, and he'll go and
I
finish
think
him. TKO. No, KO or TKO first round.
Yeah, either way, I think most part grappling won't be seen here much, and I think it will be a Bo Nickel KO/TKO. And now on to the main event, the top 5 clash of bantamweight, Davison Figueiredo against Corey Sandhagen. Great matchup. One I've actually, I more wanted to see it before Figgy fought Jan, because that was a fight I wanted to see. But if anything, that's made me a little bit more confident that Sandhagen probably gets this done quite convincingly.
What interview was that where it's like someone's starting and Figgy's just in the middle of it looking at them like this?
There's O'Malley and
Figgy's just there and he's like...
Figgy's just perplexed, man.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like Corey Sandhagen, he has a tough night for himself here, because realistically there's a lot of pressure on Corey Sandhagen. This is like kind of a make or break kind of fight.
I think, look, when you look it down, it's going to be a predominantly striking matchup, and I'm not saying
Corey Sandhagen's the better striker.
When I say this, not even that, because I'd actually give the speed advantage to Figgy, and I'm not saying Figgy's undersized for the division, because I actually don't think so. And we've seen that in a good few of his fights, including the Jan fight, which he did okay in, but the range is just going to be way too much for him to get
I think
past
Figgy
by
submission.
But
I actually
really? Yeah. Oh, that's a bold. If you really think that, you should bet on that.
That's a mad pick.
I like Figgy, man.
That's a wild card pick.
I could see Figgy hurting Corey Sandhagen throughout the fight, but Corey Sandhagen is the better striker. I say technically. I would give the wrestling advantage to Corey Sandhagen. Do you really think that?
Corey Sandhagen dominated Rob Font in the grappling.
Figueiredo has really good grappling.
But Sandhagen's not a submission hunter. He'll lay and pray, but I don't think he'll have to use it much. I honestly think Sandhagen can cruise through this fight, and I think he might hurt Figgy, but Figgy's durable, man. You've seen it against Jan, against all his opponents. I think Sandhagen's gonna put a real pace on him and pick him apart from the outside and just dominate, but I think it will be a decision. I don't see Figgy getting put away.
Yeah. No, I agree. Yeah, it's either going to be. I think it's going to be Figgy by decision.
No, you got to stand by your sub now.
Or Or it's no, but I'm saying two
Well, you
options.
can bet
Or
on that,
it's gonna
that's the
be-
thing.
Or it's going to be it's going to go to 5-round fight.
I feel like Figueiredo. I could see Figueiredo taking Corey Sandhagen down for sure. I know Corey
That's what-
Sandhagen.
that's what I'm saying,
I can really see that
That's
happening.
what
I
I'm
don't
saying.
think so. Sandhagen, who has taken Sandhagen down? The only one who's caught him out in grappling is Aljo, and I honestly think that was just a big
I know,
error by him.
yeah.
And that was a long time ago, 2018 or so.
Someone else put the pace on him in the grappling, and he was finding it difficult. Who
Umar. But he did really well against Umar.
Yeah.
He did really well to mitigate a lot of those takedowns. So I don't really think Figgy will get him down at all. I don't even
I
see
could see-
Figgy hurting him.
I could see on the feet. I can see Corey Sandhagen just like outpointing him for 5 rounds.
Yeah.
But I can see difficulties. I could see a route to victory by obviously like KO for Figgy, or I could see a route to victory by taking Corey Sandhagen down and finishing him. But I feel like the proper pick is 5-round decision.
Both coming off a loss though,
Yeah.
as well.
Yes.
What you're saying now, but that's like the overall picks.
Yeah, official decision. I'm saying Corey Sandhagen by decision.
Yeah, I'm saying 5. Yeah,
Thank you. I'm going to say Figgy by submission.
I
Yeah,
might
you
say,
got to go with it because that could age
Yeah.
beautifully. But I
I
don't
might
see
say
it.
Davison Figueiredo by like this by submission as well. I actually might go with that because I can see him taking him down. I can see that
Yeah.
happening. Now I might go with that.
Now I'm gonna list a couple of bets that I have locked in for the weekend. So let me hit you up with a couple. I have got 2.5 units on Daniel Marcos. I've got 3.5 units on Misha Tate. These are all money lines, by the way. 2.5 units on D-Rod and 1 unit on D-Rod by finish.
Can I just add in one more thing? Are you?
No, those are my picks. Those are my picks.
I just want to say, right, height wise,
Because look at the
Corey
that's like
Shanhagen has six
in round 3,
six
so it's unlikely.
inches on him.
Which one?
I don't know. Listen.
25.
He has 6 inches, and everyone
To
knows
return
it's a lot easier. Obviously, it's hard as well.
crazy.
A lot easier to throw someone when they're a lot taller. 6 inches, he has them, but it's a lot easier to throw someone when they're taller. I think Figgy's gonna throw him, get a nice throw on him, bro, and submission.
Sandhagen's no slouch, trust me.
We'll see.
Yeah, but what was the fight recently? You thought Bryce Mitchell was going to ragdoll Silva, trust me, I know.
You also
I know
thought
he's
Prates wouldn't get taken down,
Yeah, but he held up for like the first 6.
and then he got taken down about 1,000,000 times.
No, he got taken down twice.
Bro, he got taken down about 5 times in that fight.
He got up straight away.
Right.
Have a knock. Right, well,
How
that's the official.
many times did Prates get
This guy, man, trust me.
No, fair
Honestly, this is a challenge to anybody. Pull one time he has tried to pull me up on something and it's aged well. It's never happened. Never happened once. But now
You're pulling that.
we are MMA fans, but we're casuals when it comes to boxing. So we have had to pull in the pro boxer, Short Fuse, Gerard Hughes. What are you thinking? William Scull. What do we know about this guy?
Cuban.
Yeah.
Very good. Cuban. He'd be a
Undefeated?
good boxer. Yeah, undefeated. Yeah.
There's a good place for me.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's boys.
What's his competition been like?
Not great, but undefeated guys. But I think it's one of them ones. It is a banana peel for Canelo, because any Cuban you fight are going to be technically good boxers, and they know how to negate very well. Cubans do, with their movement. So very, very tall as well. A lot bigger than Canelo.
Yeah,
so
Canelo's a small dude.
yeah, and the one thing that I thought in the Bivol fight got the Canelo was the size.
Yeah.
And the movement.
I think that
and
was evident.
Yeah, and you have that again in another Cuban. Now, has he fought the quality of Bivol? Scull, no. So I think it will be cagey, like a lot of Canelo's fights are for the first few rounds. I think Scull will win rounds, but I think as it gets late, Canelo will start to do damage.
Start hurting him, yeah. In the later rounds, yeah.
As again, Canelo, you always see him. He almost learned that from that Mayweather-esque. He sort of just lets people work and almost feel comfortable. So then when he starts turning it on,
Fucks them up.
people are like, "Oh shit!" Like this is it. It almost catches them off because it takes so much for them as to even stay in the fight.
You think like
And then once, he could.
From what I've seen, Canelo just does some weird stuff that throws you off, man. Like that punch in the arms.
everything.
crazy.
The whole body's a target. Yeah, he hits everything. Arms,
Yeah, he should have hurt you.
back of the head, lat, everything.
What
Like you
is
see,
it?
like,
It just breaks you down. Like
Yeah.
What kind of like what you saying, like 9 to 6 round or like
Yeah,
what?
I'll be lit. But again, I wouldn't surprise me if it was the decision either in Canelo's favour because
Because he
of
can
the
stay there.
size and the movement of the guy. Like the last person he fought similar to this guy was Bivol.
Yeah.
So that style will cause problems, but it's just
is Skull same weight as Bivol?
No,
No, they're a few
they're
weight below.
super metal. They're both at the same weight, super metal. Whereas Canelo moved up to Bivol's weight. But again, the size is still there though.
Yeah.
Like as in height, he's
Canelo's
massive.
still.
Yeah, he's
Canelo's
massive.
mental. Though,
Canelo's
fight,
first fight was in 2005 at like 140.
Yeah.
Like he's
And
he's
what's
small.
what's the name of the guy that he beat at that weight at Bivol's weight class? But he was like a legend in the weight class, and he sparked him.
The Crusher? What's his name? Kovalev. He beat
Man,
Kovalev.
Kovalev
Knocked him
was
out in the
a
last round. Boom.
boxer.
Yeah.
Like
But he was
Andre
older.
Ward.
He was
Yeah, he's
older.
old.
He
Yeah,
got
yeah.
he caught him at the right time. Because see, to
He
be
fought
fair,
Andre Ward and had good fights.
yeah, he
on
did.
him, yeah.
But see, to be fair, see, until that Canelo knocked him out, it was quite tight in the scorecards. Very, very tight. And then he
Yeah, that's the thing. That's what he does. Like what
Yeah,
you said,
totally.
he'll wait for people,
Yeah.
all real lackadaisy,
Yeah,
and then
bang.
he'll just switch on. And kill him.
But yeah, that'll be a good fight. But
Official prediction.
Canelo late KO.
There we have it.
That's it.
It's going to be a good night of fights. Good couple of nights of fights.
Yes.
We won't be live for the Garcia card, but we will be live for the UFC / the Canelo fight. So make sure to tune in. We will be live for it. Follow and subscribe. Ground and Pound Podcast
See you then.
on all platforms.
Ball.
Shut the fuck.
Let's go. Oosh.